Have you ever felt completely stuck in a relationship, especially with family, where you just feel drained, but also incredibly guilty? Well, that feeling is often part of what's called a codependent cycle. In this explainer, we're going to unpack those invisible patterns that keep us trapped, and we'll use a powerful real-life coaching session to show you how you can finally break free and get your power back. Okay, let's just dive right into the heart of it with this quote. I mean, this single sentence says it all, doesn't it? This is the codependent trap. It's where your sense of responsibility to someone else is in a head-on collision with your own need to survive. It feels like there are no good choices, just this awful decision between sacrificing yourself or feeling like you're selfishly abandoning them. So what even creates this trap? Well, it's a codependent dynamic where staying, no matter how much it hurts, has become what the source material calls an unhealthy safe zone. It's a misery you know, right? It's a familiar set of rules. And leaving means stepping into this terrifying unknown, the fear of being alone, or maybe even being seen as the bad guy. This slide really breaks down that whole unhealthy safe zone idea, because on the surface, consciously, you just feel stuck, unworthy, and totally drained. But underneath, subconsciously, there's actually a hidden payoff. That painful dynamic, well, it feels familiar. It keeps that deep fear of being alone away, and it lets you keep playing a role you probably learned a long, long time ago. Really seeing this hidden benefit is the first crucial step to getting out of the trap. Now let's see how this whole thing gets built, because this feeling of being stuck, it's not just about the other person's behavior. It's so much bigger than that. It's really about the internal stories we tell ourselves, the beliefs that are basically the operating system for our entire reality. This quote from the coaching session is just a perfect example. See, this isn't just an observation someone's making. This is a belief that is actively, literally shaping their world. If you believe opportunities don't come to you, you will unconsciously act in ways that push them away, or you just plain won't even see them when they're right in front of you. And this is absolutely wild. This slide shows how that filtering process works. According to the source, our senses are getting hit with about 15 million bits of information every single second. But our brain, it can only process about 100 of them. So which 100 bits do we pick? You guessed it, the ones that confirm the stories we already believe. If you believe opportunities are scarce, your brain will literally filter out the millions of other bits that prove you wrong. So how does this all play out between people? Well, there's this really powerful model called the drama triangle that explains it perfectly. It shows how we get locked into this codependent dance with each other, playing one of 3 distinct roles that actually need each other to keep the dance going. So the triangle has 3 players. You've got the perpetrator, who's the one blaming and controlling. You have the victim, who feels helpless and powerless. And then you have the rescuer, who swoops in to fix everything. In the story from our source, the mother is the perpetrator, the sick father is the victim, and the woman who feels so trapped, she's the rescuer. And by constantly rescuing them, she actually keeps the whole toxic cycle spinning. So you might be wondering, why would anyone want to be the rescuer? Well, it almost always comes back to a childhood pattern of approval seeking. See, when unconditional love isn't just freely given, a kid learns that love is something you have to earn by getting approval and validation. So as an adult, playing the rescuer becomes this subconscious strategy to finally earn that feeling of being loved and worthy. Okay, so we've seen the trap. Now, how in the world do you break free? Well, the escape route isn't about changing the other people. It's about changing your role in the whole drama by setting some authentic, firm boundaries. And it really comes down to 3 key steps. First, you have to genuinely express your truth, your boundary. Something like, you can't speak to me like that. Second, and listen, this is the hardest part, you have to let them have their reaction. Their anger, their guilt tripping, all of it. That's theirs to handle, not yours. And third, you have to be ready to process your own feeling of guilt, because believe me, it is going to show up. This is such a critical idea to grasp. Guilt, in this context, isn't a sign that you did something wrong. It's a messenger. It's your nervous system's alt alarm bell, and it's telling you that you're breaking a deeply wired, lifelong pattern of feeling responsible for everybody else's emotions. If you feel it, it means you're actually on the right track. So here's the crucial point. You have to prepare to be recast in the drama. When you step out of that rescuer role, the people who relied on you to play it are very likely going to see you as the new perpetrator. Your act of self-care will look like an attack to them.
You have to be willing to be the bad guy in their story, so you can finally be the hero in your own.
And this all leads us to the final transformation, standing in your power. The battle isn't about them anymore. It's about reclaiming your own internal space. It's the big shift from managing their energy to grounding yourself in your own. Just look at this comparison. On the left, you've got holding their tension, constantly walking on eggshells, soaking up their anxiety. Exhausting, right? And on the right is holding your frame, which is about being grounded in your own body, owning your truth, and allowing them the dignity of being responsible for their own feelings.
So what does holding your frame actually feel like? It's a physical sensation. It's feeling your feet on the floor, like you're rooted to the ground. It's sensing the actual physical space between you and another person. It's that huge sigh of relief when you realize you are not a sponge for the energy they're throwing at you. It is safety created inside your own body.
So we'll end with this question for you. The challenges in our lives, especially these really difficult relationship dynamics, they're not just random bits of bad luck. They are often our greatest teachers. They are powerful lessons, pushing us to set boundaries, to find our own voice, and in the end, to stand fully and unapologetically in our own power. So what is your challenge trying to teach you?